Let's see, are we recording? Okay, I want to talk about open casket ceremonies for those that have become deceased, cemeteries, graveyards, mausoleums, which I thought about this. This is something I already have always had a belief on about when a person dies, becomes deceased. And what reminded me of it, I had to bury my 12-year companion that I loved with all my heart and my soul, spirit, and my mind, Mother Panther Swirl, a 12-year-old Mother Panther cat, 1 week and 5 hours ago. Yeah, that's how much it's still hurting me that I remember it up to the hour. But I'm maintaining, I'm taking care of her 2-month-old kittens that are doing very, very, very good. They're eating well, drinking milk. I keep out for them. They lay up in my recliner. They sleep by me when I sleep. But I want to talk about, here's something I've always believed. Ever since I was a little boy, this is obviously something that was just in my spirit of me. I never understood why people are buried in caskets, coffins, and put under the ground with a tombstone. I don't understand this at all. Because to me, there's no logic, and it's wasting space, hollowing the ground in large areas such as large cemeteries and graveyards, and the tombstones make it to where, it can't be used for the living. Why do people do this? I don't understand. It's like, when I buried Mother Panther Swirl's body, I took a trash bag. I needed time for preparation. I didn't bury her until the 3rd day. I took a large gray plastic trash bag, gently wrapped it around her, and then put down in a place I dug by my porch, and then put soil over that, and then put 2 flower pots on top of that to keep possums away or dogs from trying to dig up the body, which to her spirit it wouldn't have mattered to her anyway, but it would have been very painful for me if I would have gone outside and seen something like this. So that's why I handled that the way I did. But human beings, why are they put in caskets and stored in mausoleums or buried in a cemetery graveyard with a tombstone? Why? I don't understand this. Now I can understand an open casket ceremony because for those that lived away that didn't see them often, they want to identify. And in the event one of someone love, if they are murdered or get killed in an accident or just die of what's called natural causes, you would want to go to the city's morgue and witness to identify that body, to be able to say, yes, that was them. Y'all have seen that in the movies. At least that part of the movies is correct. But after an open casket ceremony, why is it necessary for a tombstone and a casket underground? Because see, that flesh is dead. That is not them. That is not them. Like I am age 67. I'm a very spiritual person. And I love Mother Panther Swirl, that cat, very, very much. But that is not her. And it's amazing how that the kittens, they were very close to her and clung to her. And she constantly tended to them. But when her body was sitting up on a coffee table in my living room on a pillow and a towel, it had no effect on them, no effect, because see, they knew that was not their mother. They knew this. And sure, it's sad. Of course I cried about it a lot. But why would I want to put her in a box and then put a tombstone? Why would I want to do this? You know, I'd go ahead and let that body decompose. You know, go back to the soil. Or let's say I was on a ship and I fell ill to something and I died. It wouldn't bother me if some of the men on the captain's orders, they wouldn't even have to wrap me or put me in a body bag. Just throw me over the ship. Because that would not be me anymore, people. And why y'all want to store dead bodies underground in caskets? I don't understand this. I mean, once a body is dead, that is not that person anymore. That is not that animal anymore. Okay, I'm a very loving person. I'm a very passionate individual. A very compassionate individual. But I'm also a very realistic spiritual person. And a lot of this is based on, you know, people keep going to that grave where that tombstone is, and they put flowers on the grave. But don't you people realize that is not them? That is not them. If that was still them, that would be more horrible than hell itself. To be in a deformed, decaying body that can't move. That body's gone. It's gone. And it is foolish. It is not being realistic. Because if I love someone, why would I want to delay decomposition and put them in a box under the ground? No. I would want that body to decompose. Because they're in spirit, they don't want to have to witness people seeing their decomposing body. Just like Mother Panther's World didn't want her kittens to see her dead, decomposing body. Don't you understand this, people? I am age 67 years of age. And I've got good money. Okay? But I have no burial plots. No burial insurance. I don't have any of that. My mother and the old man that lives with her, they have that stuff. But I don't. If I become deceased, if my body dies, what difference does it make? Because that's a body that doesn't function anymore. It's going to start to stink after a while. Decomposed. I'm not in that body. I'm gone. I am gone. So, you know, someone could just pick up the bone. Oh, he died. Oh, it'd be call the city morgue, get his body out here. What difference does it make? And then at the city morgue, they cremate most of those bodies and they put in cardboard boxes. And then after they build up many palletfuls of those, they dig a hole and just drop all those cardboard boxes in it and cover it up. And it goes back to the soil, because even cardboard will go back to the soil because it's made out of paper, which is made out of wood. Okay, but why? That should not matter to people. It should have no importance. And it's based on a wrong type of teaching from the past of people that believe in Jesus goes to the grave and resurrects that body and that they are alive again. Not, Jesus Christ isn't going to go to cemeteries and graveyards and put bodies back together and make them come alive. That's ridiculous. Because the spirits that were in those bodies are already in the spirit world. He might resurrect them from what would be the dormant spirit. But even the spirit's not going to be in the graveyard or the cemetery, people. Now, I do believe most cemeteries I have been around. I worked across the road from one. When I temporarily worked nights for a pipe yard, I operated the machine, to measure. I am a machinist as well as a metals engineer. And there was talking in that graveyard all night long. But here's why I think that is because it's like a connection. It's like in high school, the local car hop you went to, or your hangouts, or your stomping grounds. When people, reunions, class reunion, or just people reunion, you meet back in a familiar place so you can reminisce that in current people that have passed away, that are new to the spirit world. Well, okay, we're going to hang around those areas because it's those that have died just like our bodies died and now we're spirits. See, it's an identifying, but they're not in those caskets, people. That's dead flesh. Their spirit is gone from those bodies. And unlike what most people believe, they believe the body is in a comatose state in a sleep. No, it's not. The spirit, once the spirit leaves the body directly after that body has died and does not function anymore, they're totally aware. They're in the spirit dimension. What makes people think the material earth dimension is the only dimension? I mean, that is arrogance. Where do you people think you came from? But, myself, if someone calls the morgue after I die, whatever, and they haul my body to the city morgue where they'll cremate it more than likely, what do I care? That's not me anymore. And even if I could come back into that body and come alive, do I want it then? After it's all screwed up and bloated and stinks? No. So this embalming with all this foolishness needs to stop. It needs to stop. It's waste, people. It's waste. An open casket ceremony. Like Mother Pamperswirl said in my living room on a table, on a pillow. I'd walk by and I'd look down at that body. It was to help to accept this. That, and I also have a belief, never assume anything is dead right away. Wait till rigor mortis sets in before you assume a human or an animal is dead. Because sometimes their breathing can be very light and they will not be dead yet, as in the medical brain dead. So I'm going to let rigor mortis set in, and then after about 18 hours the rigor mortis leaves, and then the corpse body goes limp, you know. I watched this on YouTube, you know, from, you know, valuable videos, you know, not just idiots telling ghost stories, but valuable medical videos, you know, and these are known facts, you know. Like before an autopsy is done on a body, they have to wait till after anywhere from 12 hours to 20 hours for the rigor mortis to go away, so the limbs become limp again and they can lay everything down, you know, and perform the autopsy, okay? But people, quit worrying about that. And if you have deceased relatives, you can go to a graveyard if you want to, but when that deceased relative is in the spirit world, and when you leave your house to head towards that graveyard, your deceased relative is probably in the car with you, and they're thinking, I'm not there in that graveyard, I'm right here with you, I'm a spirit now. I mean, I'm just trying to tell people, and, you know, of course I respect life. I respect life very, very much. And of course I have respect for the dead. But their body, you know, I have enough respect for it that it's what they used when their spirit was in it, when they were living, and I'm not going to let it be misused or used for experiments. You know, it's like, let it be, you know, let it be, cover it. And let's bury it or let's cremate that body. But don't disrespect what once was. Do not do this. So, you know, I'm not a person that is cold. I have a heart. I have love. I have love. But, and then mausoleums. You know what happens in mausoleums? Most people are not aware of this. In mausoleums, those bodies bloat because of gases. And even the embalming fluid itself helps to bloat those bodies. Tears occur in that corpse, and it drains down, and the acids actually eat through the wood in a lot of those caskets, and some of those bodies actually explode inside those caskets, you know, actually separating the wood. And they have to go in those mausoleums. They don't tell people about this. Here's a secret they keep. Mausoleums, often the ones that aren't just locked, the ones that people can walk through, that have one casket on top of the other, body fluids and acids run through the concrete and leak out of, even where that's sealed off, and down the wall, and even gather on the floor. They don't tell people that. See, people, that's nasty. See, a mausoleum should be torn down. Take those coffins full of that nasty disease of what once was, that nothing living is in it. Cremate it, burn it. Get rid of it. You know, when my body becomes deceased, I will never die, because we are spirits in bodies. Jesus Christ is proof of that. And what he tells us in the KJV Holy Bible. We are eternal. And even other beliefs like Chinese, Japanese, they know that once a person, the body dies, that they move on to that other dimension. We know this, okay? And, but people need to mature mentally and spiritually. People think they are advanced and they are mature, but no, they're not. No, they're not. Mankind is not advanced, people, because if mankind was advanced, women wouldn't still put paint on their face, or as you know, makeup. Or do their hair up, or men chase women. This foolishness would not exist. Also, a man wearing a necktie. Why does any man wear a noose around his neck when your opponent could use your necktie to strangle you? This is stupidity. Great stupidity. So how is a society that ignorant advanced? No, you are not advanced. You advanced with the wrong things that are misused technology that works against you. Like what's called an advanced automobile of today. That works against you because it may be more emissions efficient, but people, guess what? A 2023 vehicle, 200 more things can go wrong with that vehicle that would have gone wrong with a 1960 automobile. So how is that being advanced? See, was to where the so-called advance makes it 100 times more likely for failure to occur and cost of money. You see? That's not advanced. What was advancements, as far as technology, works against you. That's not advanced. When life could be much simpler. Because myself, if I had a choice right now, and I was told by Almighty God in Jesus Christ, Earl, you would remain the age of 67, but we're going to place you back in the year 1960. I'd say, yes, I accept, gladfully accept Jesus Christ. I'd choose it. You know why? Life was simpler. If a person was willing to work, life was simpler, people. But anyway, signing off for more. I think I covered everything I wanted to get this point across to people. But have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good night, a good midnight. You know, middle of the night is what I meant. I love you all if you're good people. I love you. And as the KJV Holy Bible says, be commonly good. Commonly good. Anyone that makes things more complex than they need be, when easier will work, is not common any longer. And that only causes confusion or hardships. But take things serious and do the best you can. I love you all that are commonly good. Later.